Today we are going to be talking about the Indiana Electronic Citation and Warning System program that we use in our patrol cars for writing traffic citations, warnings, local ordinance violations, and in addition to that we can also create a tow log or probable cause affidavit when we've made a arrest for operating while intoxicated. I'm going to show you how to use this program by using the training module version, which is identical to the real live version. The only difference is that the training mode does not upload whatever tickets and warnings or anything that we create into the live system. This allows us to actually go in and fill out a complete ticket, warning, tow log with complete information so you can see how it's done without affecting the system. You're also welcome to utilize the training module for doing fake tickets and warnings for training purposes so that you can better learn how to use the software at any time. The important thing to know is that when you open up the program, it has one username and password that anyone can use to access this module, and the username is the same as the password, which is ECWS Train. Like I said, again, ECWS Train is the username and ECWS Train is the password. So once you enter those in, you can log into the program. And this is the view of what you have available once you log in. What I'm going to do is cover these different buttons and what their features are and how to use this program. The first thing, real quick, that's the easiest thing to show you, is this toggle night mode button. If you click this button, you can see that it changes the background colors of the program so that it's either a dark gray or a white. The white is a nice color feature for someone who's working during the daytime when it's bright and sunny outside, but for those of us that work at night, the night mode is much better because it's not as bright in your car, it's easier on your eyes to see what you're doing, and it just works out quite well overall. For this purpose, I'm going to use the regular mode just because it'll probably be easier to see for this video. The next thing that I'm going to cover is the Preferences button, which is located right here. If you click that button, you'll see here you have different preferences that you can select and choose and adjust. The first one that you have the option of changing is the printable name, where it says user, training here. In the live version, after you log in, it would be your name in there, and you can change this to show whatever name you would like to be displayed on your ticket when the ticket is printed out and given to the violator. Or in addition to that, this name is what will be used on your probable cause affidavit or tow form if you use those. Below that, you'll see you have something called Program Settings. This is where your barcode information is going to be located at for your handheld scanner. What you want to do is, if you're having a problem with your handheld scanner not working, you would go to the Preferences button and check to make sure that the correct COM port is selected for your scanner. If it's not, one option you have is to click this Detect Scanner button, which should automatically detect what port your scanner is on and populate it into this area. Here you can see there's a COM 1 or 3. There may be an additional COM port in there that your scanner may be on. In this situation, I do not have a scanner connected to my computer, so you do not see a scanner detected on a different port here. There's also another feature called Enable Mapping. This program has built-in GIS mapping that you can use to select the location of your traffic stop when you're completing your ticket or other paperwork. I don't use this particular feature, and the majority of the people on our department do not, simply because that can tend to take a little bit more time in accessing that feature. If you wish to use it, you need to make sure there's a check mark in that box. If you don't want to use it, then uncheck that box and it will not access that feature of the program. That is a user preference, and there's no requirement as far as the department is concerned on whether or not you use that. Enable Interact CAD is just a feature that says this program will interface with the CAD program Interact. We do not use that program, so you don't need to be concerned with that. Under that, you have Display, where it says displays number of UTTs on the dashboard. This area right here of the program, when you log in, is considered the dashboard. You can see here where there's a UTT listed with some information. I previously entered that in so that we can show you how this works for the video presentation. You can select how many days back you would like your tickets or warnings or whatever to be displayed on this dashboard. I typically use a 30-day period. That is another user preference, and you could select 1 day all the way up to, I believe, 99 if you choose. But that would be a lot of information. Below that, you'll see the Zebra printer only. We do not use a Zebra printer in our cars or anywhere in our stations and have no plans to, so I am not going to cover this information. You don't need to be concerned about this. Once everything is correct on here, you just click OK and you're back here to the dashboard. The next thing I will cover is this button right here called Manage Templates. This is a place that you can go to create templates for different scenarios of traffic stops. You'll see here I have one created that's called Stop Sign. I did this so I can kind of show you how one is completed and the information that you can preset on a ticket to make filling out the ticket a little more quick. So in this situation, I'm just going to click on the stop sign and hit. It'll open up. I could change the name or description if I want of this information, but I'm going to go to the next tab here, Vehicle Offense Information here, and click on that tab. This is all information that you can preset on a ticket. You'll see here the one thing you have to make sure you do is select one of these, a vehicle that's plated, a non-plated vehicle, etc. You must make sure that you select if this is going to go to a driver, passenger, or other. County and township are required fields that need to be selected. Over here, if you had the enable mapping feature going, you could pull up using the GIS mapping to select the location of where this offense would be monitored. In this situation, I clicked on the override area because I'm not using the GIS mapping feature and entered in the intersection of the stop sign that I would be watching and writing for the violation of. Indiana Van Buren is what I put here. Again, that is whatever intersection that you would be presetting this template for. Then here you would select under type whether it's an IC code, a local ordinance, or a federal code. We aren't concerned with the federal codes. It would simply be a local ordinance or an IC code that we would choose. Once you choose which one it is, you then come down here to the search area and search for the violation that you are presetting this for. In this situation, it is failure to stop at a stop sign, where a stop sign is erected. If you were going to do this for a speed, you could include here what the posted speed is. If you want to preset warning violations, you would just check this box here, and that would make this a preset warning instead of a citation. The next tab here is court information. If you click on that, you have your choice of courts here for the county. Of course, we write into the Walkerton Town Court, so we would select that. If you have a pamphlet that you give out that states the different fines or how to go online and access payment online, you could check the pamphlet box that presets you've given them court information on how to pay. The court date option is where you can select what option for the court you would like to use. Typically, we select the offender must contact the court within X amount of days. minimum being 15. The typical set time frame is 30 days that we use. So we would check this box, put in 30 days, and that would be set for us. You also have a notes tab that you can click on. If you wanted to enter in a specific note for the prosecutor, you can enter that in. There's additional notes for yourself that you can enter in this box to remind you about some specific information about a traffic stop. If you're working a special project, such as aggressive driving, OWI enforcement, seatbelt enforcement, you could select one of those if you wished. You also have a spot to enter in a CAD number. Now, this isn't something that you would necessarily want to put on a template, and I will get back to this here in a little bit further in our training. One particular thing you might include here in the prosecutor notes for this template is, for example, all of our patrol cars have in-car cameras in them. So if you're sitting on the stop sign and you're capturing the infraction violation as it occurs on your camera, you might make those notes in there so the prosecutor's aware the violation was caught on your in-car camera, and they could have that for court purposes if needed. Once your template's completely filled out, you hit complete template, and then you'll see it's right there. All your preset information is in there. You can create as many templates as you would like. You can delete templates if you don't want to use them anymore, etc. The next thing we're going to do is cover doing a citation, warning, whatever it chooses to be. You have two options for this. If you make a traffic stop and you're going to issue a warning or citation for something, you can either go to New Blank Ticket, which when you click on that button and pull it up, it pulls up a new blank ticket for everything. You can see here you have information for offender, vehicle, offenses, court, notes, comments, etc. This is where you would scan the driver's license and all the information would be populated in. If you do that, you need to ensure that you check each and every field to make sure that all the information is populated in. Sometimes the information does not completely populate in, so we would have to enter that in by hand. Updated versions of this program now do accept scanning barcode licenses of Illinois and Ohio, as well as Illinois. I'm not sure if I said Indiana or Illinois there, but both of those. Any field that has an asterisk by it, as you can see right here, is required before you can submit your ticket and complete it. You'll see that, like over here, race, ethnicity, those do not have asterisks. They're also not in bold. They are not requirements for the ticket in order to complete it. I would suggest that information is still inputted in here. If you don't have a license to scan or an ID card, then you'll have to enter it manually in each field. This camera button here, if you click on that, what this will allow you to do is use your handheld scanner / imager, which has a built-in camera, to take a picture of an item, and it will display that picture in here. Most officers take a picture of the person's driver's license or ID card or a vehicle registration, something that they would want to document a specific thing for evidence purposes. You move on then to the